What about the healing? What up? What up? What up? To my day ones, my day twos, and my new news. What's up with my people? All right, so thank you for clicking on this video. Thank you for all your love, your support. Well, thank you for clicking on this video if this is your first time. All the rest of you, thank you for your support, your love, your time, your effort, your energy exchange, and it's right back to you. I send all that love, support right back to you. I'm praying for you, and I am petitioning God for your highest, greatest good. All right, so with that is saying, with all of that being said, I'm getting tripped up with my words, y'all. With all of that being said, let's get into the message. The title of this message is, You Still Have Time to Become Who You're Meant to Be. You still got time. And this message is for what they call in the church the backslider. This is for someone in the collective who have had a setback, a setup, somebody that is that went back to slid back, have went back to their old ways in some type of way. This message is for you. And I'm simply here to encourage you, to inspire you, to let you know that you still have time. God has his hand on you. God has his eyes on you. God is going to do everything in his power. And I'm saying he because it's easier for me. Everything in his power to come after you, to come for you. If you have a Christian background, the Bible talks about that one sheep, that lost sheep. And so that how God will move mountains. God will move mountains and will go after that one. It don't say verbatim like that. It's worded different, but I'm giving you what I feel. He'll move mountains to come after that one lost sheep. That one that's lost. The one that lost their way. The one that can't see their way back. God will not only move mountains, but God will use whomever and whatever he has to use to get you back, to get your attention, to get you back on track. So I'm here to let you know that whatever you're going through, you're only one step away from being back on track. It's nothing that you've done so bad. It's nothing that you've done so rough and tough that you can't get with God. And you can't speak to God. And you can't get things right with God. See, because oftentimes the backslider, why they stay in that state so long, is because of guilt. Because they are guilty because they wasn't strong enough. They feel like they wasn't strong enough and they didn't hold on enough. They didn't do what was right and they made a mistake and they made one mistake and God is saying, that that mistake that they said that they made, that they can never recover, they can never come back, they can never God would never accept them back. But that's a lie. God said that he'll move heaven and earth to come after that one last sheep. It doesn't say that, that verse doesn't say that. I'm saying it like that. But it's the gist of it. That's the gist of it. He was going to come after that one. And he's going to use whomever and whatever he got to do to get your attention, to get you to see him, to get you to know that he is there and that you can come and you're welcome to come back. It's just like the prodigal son. The prodigal son thought that he couldn't go back home. And his pride and his ego was there that he even was so low to eat with the pigs. And the pig, he got so hungry he went and ate with the pigs because he just couldn't fathom going back to his dad and going back to his daddy and getting things back. That's the metaphor for the lost sheep. The prodigal son, the story of the prodigal son is the metaphor for the lost sheep going back to God, coming back to God, thinking that what they did is so bad that they can never recover. They can never go back to God off of the things that they did was so bad. But in those stories, it's nothing in those stories that say, hey, you can't come back if you did this, and that. God did. He got things that's an abomination. He got all those things throughout the Bible, but through those stories, those two stories. And I'm giving you these Bible stories because a lot of you are still are Christians. A lot of you can relate. We know the stories of the Bible. And you can relate to them. You know what I'm saying? And God is giving me these stories, so I'm going to utilize these stories because this is what God is giving me to give to you. The prodigal son, come back to your father. Come back to God. In those stories and even in the other story, in those two stories, God is saying that if you committed something that was an abomination, or if you committed something that you could never come back, you could never recover. Now, yes, there's some things in the Bible, but he's giving me these two stories. The prodigal son, and he gave me the other story that I just didn't forget right quick. But you heard it. You know what I'm talking about. Oh, the lost sheep. Okay, thank Lord. Okay, so the lost sheep and the prodigal son. Now, in either one of them stories does it say if you did something that was an abomination that you can't come back to God. If you did something that you could never come back to God. God wants to come back. Wants you to come back, and God wants you to know that he's trying to get your attention for you to understand, and overstand. There is nothing that could come between you and God. Nothing. If you want to come back, you can come back. And whatever relationship, whatever you've done, that is between you and God on how you recover that relationship. What God is wanting you to do, how God want to restore and renew and rebuild a relationship. How God want to forgive you, what forgiveness entails with that. Everybody's relationship with God is unique. We have very unique missions and very unique purposes and destinies. We are all not the same. So how we talk to God, how we interact with God, what God will tolerate, what God won't tolerate, all of that is uniquely within the folds of our relationship with him. But God is telling me right now, whoever this is, you still have time to become who you are meant to be. Who you are meant to be in God. You still have time to right the wrong. You still have time to transmute the energy. You still have time to give God the glory. You still have time to give God the praise. You still got time to give God the faith. You still got time. You still got time to turn it up and be who and what God says that you are to be in this lifetime. And should I say what I like to say? Should I say what I like to say? And I like to say on what you represent. What you represent. Meaning, what you represent inside of you. You are a representation of the Most High God. That's what you represent. What you represent is him. And I'm saying him because it's easier for me. God don't make no mess. God go after what he loves. And he loves us, each and every one of us, especially the ones that's been putting in the work. Just because you fall. Just because you slip. Just because you have a setback. You think God gonna walk away from you? No. What about all the work you have done all the way up to this point? God ain't forgot. God don't forget. You the one to being hard on yourself. You're the one putting stipulations and regrets and guilt tripping off of what you did. You the one putting yourself into this situation, this headspace that you can't go back to God. Yes, you can go back to God. Anytime, any place. God would accept you back. You got to do the work. You got to do the work. You can't just go back to God and everything gonna be the way it was. No, you got to get the work. Got some things that you got to correct within you. You had a setback for a reason. You had a setup and a setback for a reason. You got to work on those areas and tighten some things up. And gain some understanding of what really happened to you spiritually to place you in that predicament. So, no, you can't just get it back the way. No, you got to work your way back up, but you could come back. That's all in your head. And shame and guilt and all that. That's it. For what? God didn't make us to be perfect. We gonna make mistakes. You tripping and guilt tripping and going through that off of something because you think that you perfect. That's probably what your problem is. That's probably what happened. You thought you was perfect, and God allowed you to trip up so you can see that you're human. Stop putting all that pressure on yourself to be perfect. You're not perfect. You're imperfect. Striving to be perfect. Striving to be perfect means that you're imperfect. You acknowledge that you're imperfect, but you're trying to be perfect for you and for the Most High God. You're trying to perfectly do things. Set a standard of perfection. But you're not perfect. Striving means that you're striving, but you ain't there yet. You'll never get there. So whatever's going on with that dynamic, God needs to speak to you verbatim about that situation so you can work on that. But yes, God is expecting for you to come back. Yes, God is expecting for you to work your way back. God is not expecting you to stay in a low state because you got things that you got to do. You got people you got to see. They waiting on you to get yourself together so you can continue on continue on going on your path. Every day that you're not on the pathway, somebody is suffering, somebody is looking for you, somebody is trying to figure out where you're at. You got things you got to do. You got places that you got to go. You got people that you got to see that's waiting. What's up? You ain't got time for no pity party talking about woulda, coulda, shoulda. You made a mistake. We all have made a mistake. We all have did things. We all have had a setback. What do that mean? When you make a mistake, you make corrections. You make some corrections, and you look at the mistake and try to figure out how that happened, and then you follow through and see that thing all the way through, so the mistake won't happen again. You can continue on, and you can help somebody else not make the mistake. You can help somebody else not be set up. You can help somebody else not fall for the okie doke. You got to help somebody else don't trip over themselves and think that they perfect, and think that they can't make a mistake, and think that if they make a mistake and if they fall, they'll never be able to recover, and God will never forgive them. You can always, whatever you go through, always work your way through and vindicate yourself by helping somebody else. Not make the mistakes that you made. Speaking the truth, telling the truth, being honest, telling your testimony. And if you're not telling your testimony, tell people what they need to do, tell them the solutions, and tell them how, what, when, and what they got coming, what not to do. But sitting, waddling, and grieving, and oh, I made a mistake, and that's not it. That's not it. And it's unnecessary. When God had already told you and told all of the collective, told us we are human beings, we're not perfect. So if you're not perfect, you're going to make mistakes. So when you make mistakes, when you make mistakes, not that you ain't gonna make mistakes, it's when you make mistakes, you have to be able to be gentle with yourself and be able to work on yourself and acknowledge and be truthful and honest with yourself to be able to figure out how you got yourself in that situation. How you gonna work yourself out, and how you can work it where you'll never go back there again. When you learn it, when you get it and you grasp it, you turn around and you help somebody else. That means if you got to write a book, a PDF, write an email, write a blog, speak, do a video, do a TikTok, do something to get the message out, so another person can be taught, another person can be blessed, another person can get the message and get the memo, and they will not be tripped up and have to go through what you went through. It's how it's dealt with. And that's all I got to say about this. So if you got this message and it relates to you, put in the comments that I got the t-shirt, I got the memo, and I'm on it. I got the t-shirt, I got the memo, and I'm on it. Put it in the comments section. And everybody put in the comments section, I got a special prayer that's going to go out for you, to you, and through you. Yes, I do. So with that being said, like the video, share, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Hype it up. And then, so after that, I'm going to just go ahead on and send you love and send you healing. And Trinity is